And if these laws are not strong enough,
yes,
and then we have a lacuna in the constitution and the guidelines that are set, then we are getting ourselves in a situation where we might not be able to actually determine and define the process actually that might be taken so that to get rid of the keys on the table. ODM is, of course, it's a party that in history has been disciplining its members and actually has been castigating that discipline to its own members. And if a person is found of infidelity or lacks a fidelity to the party and is dishonest to the party, then actions are taken against him. You look even at a situation where they come to public and say, number one, to the ODM party is fidelity to the party and honesty, absolute honesty to the party. And if this situation now gets leading, it gets deteriorated, then
yes,
we are looking at a situation where now they are taking actions now to actually expel their members, regardless or irregardless of their limited parties in their limited numbers in the House of Parliament, where actually most of the cases for them, they might be represented by those numbers.
yes.
So this lacuna in the constitution is giving room for these irregularities to continue, and it is giving room for these indisciplines to continue in parties. We are not only looking at a situation where ODM is, we are looking even further, because you know the dynamics in politics might also bring situations where the ruling party might have also rebels, yes, in the near future. So how is this process getting to be handled? Because these dynamics you are saying today, that even the talks of from the boomers of Kenya might actually also set up another dynamic of the Kenyan politics. So the manner of how you are in government, you are solving the situation,
yes,
might actually be a culture of political, a political culture, where even you yourself, you might not be able actually to get out of that hole that you dug yourself when you are in power. So it's a situation where we need actually to have a direct and a very swift and a clear guideline and laws on how such a situation might be solved, because we have had it there before, and we have it now, and of course we expect even in the near future we might have it. So that situation might be dealt in and might dealt with it immediately as we have that time, so that we can also be cautious of such a situation coming up.
I think on that, maybe before, yes, you jump in,
yes,
you ask your question, let me just touch on one thing that you raised about the case of Sabina Chege,
yes,
and I think it's very important because I've interacted with the material relating to the entire saga. You see, Sabina Chege actually, she wasn't expelled by the party. It was the change of structure of leadership, which parties are actually allowed to do so, even if there is no sufficient ground. But now the unique part of her case, and that's why we lamented about the decision that came from the Kiambu High Court, because what she did, and that was not a case perhaps for the tribunal, she immediately, the changes were effected by the coalition, the Azimio coalition, she quickly dashed to the High Court at Kiambu, and she obtained an order, some conservatory order, which in a very humble and legal assessment, that order was irregularly obtained.
Yes.
So if you look at her case, it was not a case of a party expelling her, but it was a case of a party changing the leadership
yes,
of its own coalition within the National Assembly, and the party was entitled, and that's why it was an outrageous decision. We felt like this decision was not obtained in a proper way. First of all, why did she go to Kiambu? Number one. Number two, the court did not have the, so to speak, strictly speaking, this is a legal opinion, court did not